Right. Just going to go live. What is up, everybody? I'm going to wait for folks to come through. And what you got to do, sometimes you got to click on go live on Instagram. So we're going to do the same thing. Live video. We're going to go with, usually this is set up. All right, we're going to go public. What's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in for another week of Deal Sauce. We're going to go through some things, go in the comments, say what's up, talk about what up, Eric. We'll have to get Eric up here. Actually, we're going to go live right now. Give me 1 second, guys. Just going to get the Instagram on. All right, it says I'm on, so screw it. Let's go for it. All right, cool. We have some cool updates coming through. Had a development meeting yesterday, guys. So I am Justin with Deal Sauce, Case Mortgage, Mill DMG software that is out, and we've been working hard. I mean, this is consuming. So this is some good stuff here. But what we have coming through, weekly, we want updates. We want newest features. We want things just implement, but also get better, right? That's what we're supposed to be doing, getting better with our investing, but also getting better with our lead generation, our strategies, and the ways we can conduct business and make the best product out there. So currently, I think the latest feature we really went through, the biggest one was the heat maps. So I'll give everyone a second to get in here. I know we have a couple channels running right now. And let me see if we're on here. 1 second, guys. What up, CJ? We gotta connect CJ. I was asking about you yesterday. See what my boy is. Move this. All right. Give me a second, guys. All right. Dope. Crispy hat. Yeah, this is an oldie guy, but I had to break it back out. All right, I can't go live. Don't know why. There it is. Cool. All right, let's go through some updates. If you guys watching now or in the future, I want you to see what is going on and how we're always doing some things. So I'm going to share my screen. I want to go through a few other things I wanted to share with you guys today. Let's go Chrome tabs. All right. It looks like Tyler's coming on sick, sitting over there all sick, coming on in on Instagram. What up? What up, James? All right. CJ, what do you want to look for, bro? What do you want? You want some multifamily? You want to do some New England multifamily? What do you want to do? All right. So I'm going to show you guys the latest stuff as far as what we had come out and what we've been working on. So really, actually, didn't even make the video. I made a video on the latest feature, which is the heat maps. But then they ended up coming out with one by the zip code as well. So I only have the county that I made a video on my YouTube. But guys, it's so cool to even be a part of this. And actually, and again, I'll say it, and you're gonna hear it over time and time. It's like we talk about things here. We actually can make changes within momentary changes. They can be done implemented within 24 hours. Again, you go to another software, go to another prop stream, go somewhere else. You're not going to get these changes. Who do you even go to? What's the complaint box? So I'm not asking for complaints, but what we're getting at is this little feature that jumps around. We're gonna make it smaller. We were yesterday in a development meeting. We're gonna make this smaller. This little box right here that says the valuations, it was jumping around. It was like, all right, we can do better. We can make that smaller. Let's make a bar up here and a box up here, and we'll put some other we call it it'd be a real estate up here on the screen, and we'll make it better. So, but right now you get to go pick your market. So time and time again, people are going, hey, where do I go? What do I do? Where do I invest? Well, you can parlay this in with some other maps, some other features, some other U-Haul. Go to U-Haul. U-Haul is telling people where their trucks are being rented and left. So they're starting some at point A and leaving them at point B or vice versa. And so what U-Haul has done is they've compiled transient data on where people are moving to. And I think that's pretty rad, and it's not talked about enough. So for instance, take something let's hone in on a market. Let's say, hey, where do I want to invest? What I would probably look for myself is I'd look for something like this, where you have a feature of red that's just on the out circle. So you go on the inside, it's obviously, it's not super red. It's not red hot like a Phoenix or, look at Colorado and Denver, but it's pretty dang good. And you go Minneapolis, then look on the outliers. Look at the secondary markets, the second and third dairy markets, and then you pick some other markets in there where you look at the valuations. You get $100,000 difference there, but you come to another market, you're 150,000 less. There's some less expensive, but look at the rent rates. People are going to go in those markets when they get priced out. So then you can go into those second markets, third markets, where you're actually going to get the opportunities as well. Everyone else is fighting for Minneapolis. You can pick up all the pieces and get all the deals and clean up the deals on the secondary and third dairy markets. It's not even third dairy. That's not even a word. Eric corrected me last time. So, yeah, guys, heat maps, pretty awesome. We're going to go through zip codes. I haven't even played with the zip code one yet. I know we have to hone in a little bit closer because that's intense. That's pretty awesome. I love how they cut that map up. So, guys, I mean, this is even granular more than a county. So check out your markets. If you're looking how to get investing, how to do and how to find these opportunities, this is what I would be looking at too. I'd combine these maps in conjunction with, again, like the U-Haul maps. Go Google best trending markets. Look in the market, then go compare it to where it is on this map. And then let's go look for opportunities. What do those opportunities look like? We can go into that 100%. But let's pick one right now, because I just want to do an exercise. I've heard good things out here. St. Louis, I heard, was cleaning up. Kansas City. But let's go to Minneapolis. Dang, Minneapolis again. That's all red. Midwest. Kansas doesn't look very good. Arkansas. So I have our fellow friend, actually, let's do this because I want to see what we can do for her. So guys, if you don't know me, again, I'm Justin Tuminowski. I'm with the Subto community. I'm with a couple other cool little communities and doing deals. We have a team. Some of them are in here. Some of them are always coming in and going in some of these Zooms. So get in the side chat, say what's up. I got to bring that up, by the way. And there they are. Eric, what up? What up, Tony? Kirby, good to see you. And what we're trying to do is, guys, we're doing deals. All right. We're doing creative deals. We're doing traditional, we're doing multifamily. So we're up in the New England market, but we do other places as long as it makes sense. But right now, inside the Subto community, one of my friends and really one of the biggest supporters in there, she works for New Reach, the education company that runs Subto, and she's moving. Her husband happens to be, again, we all have a story, and I love to try to help her. She's helping all of us get our bearings and our freaking showing up to Zooms and doing all these things and network events. But now she needs something. She needs something from us, from the community. Her husband is I don't know, what would you call it? I'm not a big college football guy, but he's like a D2 coach. I think that's a term. And they need a place they're moving. He just got a new coaching job. And that's what happens, right? Just like the military almost, they get a couple years in, swap out some new coaches, got to move. So that's what's happening. They're going from somewhere down in this market here, Russellville, over to Fort Smith. So we're in Arkansas right now. We just picked it, just dawned on me. We're going to look and see what the red hot markets are. And what we can see, that obviously Fayetteville up here, Rogers, Springdale, those are all pretty hot markets, but then it kind of divides out. And then you have another smaller market, Fort Smith. So let's check out this area in Fort Smith. And we'll do it by county. Yeah, you can see this box is kind of annoying. So again, we're going to change that. All right, so Fort Smith is in Sebastian County. Let's go check this out. So right now, guys, what we're going to do, we're going to look into the whole state. Again, we're going to pretend that we're going to go look and see like what market do we want to invest in? Where do we want to go? And if I was brand new, just got a 2 weeks of deal sauce for for nothing, right? Cost you nothing. Use my, I'll hit a banner right now and I'll let you guys in on that. Pace Morby is going to be changing that very soon. I just want to let you guys know. Get you 2 weeks, register, doesn't cost you anything, throw in a credit card, but that's about all you have to do. And let's do this. Let me present, guys. All right. So we did the whole state, but then what we're going to do is going to go parlay this over with this map, right? And then we'll zoom out. I'm going to go to Fort Smith. I just drew a custom map right there. Use the polygon tool in conjunction with this heat map. Now what we have here, we have 66,000 properties. Dang. All right. So then what we want to, all right, do we want to go use LOI Blaster? Do we want to go reach out to on-market agents, right? Deals that are on market with a real estate agent? Or do we want to go direct to seller? Do we want to go pre-foreclosure? You want to go door knock? So many different ways of getting a deal, right? First, usually they say the best way to get in a deal, the easiest way is going to go door knocking. Go knock on a door. Go pull a list from the county. Go pull some deal sauce. Go figure out who's in distress. Someone who might be losing their home and where you can offer some value, save their home, give them more time. In conjunction, you might be able to buy their home at some point. Usually a creative finance is one of the best tools for that. Pick your strategy. But right now we can say that we're going to go active on market, active listing, low equity. Low equity meaning it does not have that much equity in it, meaning equity is the valuation, the cash or the liquid cash that you could potentially extract from that. Equity can be converted into cash upon a sale. But they're limited on theirs. So they may have bought in the last 5 years. All right. So then what do we have now? We have 43 properties. Again, guys, we're in Arkansas. We're in a smaller market. We picked one county. So we have some properties right here, 88% loan to value, retail, active on market, 110, 20, 25. We can parlay this down or we can filter this down a little bit more even. So let's say that you wanted to, you could pick your bedroom, I think she actually needs a 3-bed minimum. That was something we talked about. And something else we talked about is obviously we want to make it affordable. We want a good interest rate. Right now, we just did a DSCR loan on a refinance that we did, and I'm going to come out with a YouTube video for that very soon. It was a really cool idea, really cool deal. We ended up getting his county taxes, city taxes subject to, and they have never done it before. I had never done it before, and it was pretty interesting how we navigated that at 0%, by the way. But we refinanced that, and we got 6.75%, which it is what it is, right? But let's go and say like 5.5%. We want to see deals with that. So there's 12 houses right now. Low equity, 5.5 or lower interest rate. So we can go to this maple shade. Oh, and a 3-bedroom too, by the way. So guys, super easy. You can see we have some AI scores on the side too. You can pay attention to those. You can also look at some of the distress features that might pop up. Someone might have an issue. They might be showing pre-foreclosure or something like that. Well, for instance, let's look at this. This agent decided not to put their name, phone number, and their office is not there. However, their email is there. Perfect. Perfect for an LOI. So, and I can guess the name is Hannah, right? So typically when we get the agent information, we have really, really good agent information. But often when you don't see a phone number, you don't see something that they're, not including, redacting, it's because they chose to. Look at this person. So Joseph put in his agent phone number, his email. He's a good boy. All right. He's doing the good thing. So this property says it's on for 188 days. Who knows? But we can keep looking for opportunities. So really, if you're out there right now saying, all right, cool, Justin, you showed me how to find a market, what it looks like. We can go deeper. Of course, we can go look at the rental rates. But what I'm getting at is I found someone who needs an opportunity or who's looking for an opportunity. So Victoria, my friend, is moving. I said, keep your house where it is. Let's get you a new house. Let's find out a deal. Let's find someone who can actually go out in this market and go hunt and bird dog a deal. Easiest way to get paid. So if you found an opportunity, you said, hey, I'm going to be a hired sniper. I'm a hired gun. came on Deal Sauce, typed in the market that someone wanted, or you found your own and said, hey, who's buying in this great market? I found these opportunities. Maybe there's a blue ocean opportunity. But what I'm getting at is you can then be paid to go find Victoria's deal. And that's how you also monetize. Doesn't cost you anything. So for 2 weeks, you can get a free trial. I hope you have a cell phone. If you don't have a cell phone, I don't know, get a Google line, actually. Get a Google number. They're free. Get a Google email. So no excuses here. Again, this property's on for 44 days. We'll scroll to the bottom, see what the mortgage looks like. And it looks like it's going to be an FHA at, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This probably is a 2 or 3% interest rate because they got it in 21, September of 21. Dang. And they're selling this house. That's the problem. They're selling these. This will go away and it's not coming back. So we need to get these interest rates. But they bought it for roughly $230,000. Let me see what they bought it for. You know, they could have put a few dollars down. They may have put that 3.5% down for the FHA. But Rachel Walker, she's got some potentially needs to sell. All right. She's getting over the 500 threshold. Anything on the AI score over 500 is more indicating that they're going to sell at a discount or likely to sell. Active listing, low equity, 247 is what we're saying. She's selling at 250. There's no buyers at 44 days in. So call this Barker Realty team. So they didn't put their name. So it could be Danielle. Is it Dan or is it Danielle? Spelled funny. Either way, you reach out and say, hey, catch me up to speed. You know what the cool thing here is? Just Google it. We have a Google button. Let's see if her name is actually listed on here. Just find the agent's information. See how, like, contact agent. See how easy we're trying to make it for you guys too? Oh, you couldn't see that. Let me just share that. I went to Zillow and actually you guys in the screen share doesn't. So I clicked on that same property. You have to go through you have to jump through hoops to get in touch with that agent. We're not trying to make it that difficult. We want to get you right to what you need to do. You can see right here, Barker Realty team. Yeah, I still don't see the person's name. That's why what we want to do is different. We want to get you right to where you need to be to get the opportunity in front of you. Let me go back and I'll share the screen. All right. So we just went through a quick example on how to use a heat map, right? Get in front of an opportunity, pick a market. I mean, again, you can go by rental. I do want to know, we do have about a dozen heat maps that are coming out, guys. So pretty badass on that one too. So about a dozen heat maps are coming. One that we picked out and that is being developed as we speak is profits for flips. So what they're going to do is going to look at, let's use this example here. We'll go back to this listing here. And what we'll look at is what area on the heat map has given the most profits in that area, right? So actually I should have showed you this. We'll go by the county and it's going to go by profit flip. So there's a legend coming. Don't worry about it. We have legends that are coming. If folks that don't understand what the red would mean, that's the highest values. And obviously we're giving you the values here so you can see for yourself. But for my analytical friends out there who need to have that legend just because we think it's a requirement, rest assured it's coming. But what I'm getting at is you can pick your markets based on flip potentials. So if it's another hot market, things are popping on this area, this one little section or a zip code, we're going to show it to you. So there'll be more of those heat maps coming. Really awesome stuff. So literally using the heat map, if you're a newbie, again, parlaying it with U-Haul data or again, other, data set points out there, go to therealdeal.com. It's a real estate website. A lot of news. They don't really have maps like this, but Guys, so good, so easy. Go use ChatGPT, find out what the best markets are coming out, what's the up and coming markets, then look on the outskirts. Those should pop too. Then look at crime data. I'd love to have a crime map in here, so maybe we don't always wanna promote that, but that's also really good to underwrite against. I'm literally writing that down now because it just popped in my brain, and that's how easy it is to get something implemented here as we think about it. If it meets our criteria, if it's something that we feel is really strong, it can get moved to the top of the list. If not, it might be in 12 months, but we can put crime map. All right, cool. So we just went through a bunch of stuff there. All right, cool. So James, good to see you, brother. See you on Instagram. So let's get out of here. What else do we have coming up? We have a little cheat sheet right here. Oh, I'm going to make a YouTube video on this, guys. It's going to be coming out very soon, but it's on AVM, automated valuation model. Now, we all use different terminology and different names on, ARV, after repair value. Zestimate has their own, right? It's all the same. The Zillow uses their own. It's really just a Wall Street algorithm. Wall Street has so much money. Hedge funds have all the money. They have all the systems, AI. They're implementing all these different technologies, and they're coming up with evaluations. So you'll see me make a video. Again, we'll go on to something like, let's get rid of this map. Let's go back down to here. All right. And we'll just click on this one here. So this property right here is active on market, in that market from my friend Victoria. And it says that it's $3,500 above value. Now it's saying that because retail on the deal sauce valuation is saying 231. So we're predicting that we think this price should be 231. However, they put it on the market for 235. Pretty awesome. I know Zillow sometimes will actually meet that number. So if you had a home that you put on the market for $500,000, but it was saying it was worth 450, I had seen, and don't quote me on this now, but they would bump their number up to 500. Like, your house is worth 500 because you said it was. We're not doing that here. We're saying, well, this is where we're going to stand our ground. You set your term, great. Clearly, you're on market for 38 days. So we think it's a little bit, I bet you we're more realistic, but in other markets, it might not be so consistent. And the reason what I'm getting into is the AVM, again, automated valuation model, is all, there's no humans on it. So if you don't have the data to back it up, you have these little outliers, you have these little markets that maybe have just, a corporation came in and the trends haven't caught up. Maybe not enough houses sold yet, but their agents and everyone knows that the market's going to be it's going to be strong. There's a demand for this market, yet we haven't had any sold. That would be an outlier. The local agent, the local people would know something different. And that's when you see big jumps, big variations. But for all intents and purposes, our AVM is on the retail number here, and it's all automated just on the statistics that it knows on the property, the area, everything that it's all reliant on that data. So something I'll break down a little bit deeper on YouTube. So check out my YouTube, search my name or at Real Estate Justin. And I have a deal sauce playlist in there, guys. This will be in that playlist too. You can always go back, check it out, say, hey, what did he say? What did they search? What house was that? Who's that person that he wanted to go find a deal for? It'll all be in there. All right. So let's keep going here. Who would you use for a DSCR? I actually don't usually keep my Instagram up, but I'm glad I did. So Clarissa, if you're still in here, feel free to make a comment. Would like another option. I used a local dude who always shows up to every meetup. Power of actually showing up. So case in point right there. Matty Fitzgerald is his name. I can connect you. Clarissa, send me a DM or reach out to Shell, CHELLE at creativehomes.us. Just tell her you need to get a hold of Justin and just say, hey, I had a question on the Instagram live, and Shell can facilitate that with you. But his name is Matty Fitzgerald. He's in the New England market, but I believe he has access, like most people have access across the country, to probably 1,000 different lenders and banks. And yeah, debt service coverage ratio loans. That's what that means, guys, for all y'all listening out there. Something I'd like to have incorporated in here very soon, as well as some lending features. I don't know, don't want to speak too much on that because I don't have all the logistics on it or all the timelines, but we do want to have some, for instance, anyone out there in the Gator method or doing the Gator lending or maybe just lending in general, we'd like to have some sort of CRM in there that would be able to track your deals and track your lens and track your customers and clients and potentials. So Clarissa is on there. Awesome. And what up, James? So yeah, Clarissa, I hope that helps. What are you looking to refi? Is it a subject to deal, something you're looking to buy? Because you could do a buy and hold, just bring your 20% typically, and then, or if you own something, just do a refinance. All right. We're doing a couple DSCRs with them right now. We're doing one more. We're doing a creative burr right now. So we bought a property over again, I'm in the New England market, guys. So with me, you'll always get New England, but I'll try to keep you guys, I'll try to go in different parts of the country, especially if someone's asking. But I'm in New Hampshire, Boston market. And we have this little melting pot right here. It's called Derry, New Hampshire. I have had about 12 properties, 12 houses, investments in this one little town. And we continue I just bought a billboard in this town because I just want to dominate it. It's such a little melting pot. Small. We bought this little distressed property. And I'll give you this backstory. So Deal Sauce wasn't out yet, but what we typically do is we'll drive for dollars. Some of my best stuff has been driving for dollars. And what I'll do, I'll pull a list either in Deal Sauce now. Of course, now I have access to multifamily. We have access to everything we need. So the more we grew, I need actually better tools. Deal Sauce would be that. But even when I was first starting out, I would drive by these, crappy properties. And I'll just show you here. Let me share my screen. Gosh, I got to get better at this sharing of screens. Here, I'll do this, but then it just wigs out. See if you can see this. Nope, you guys can't see that. Give me a second. StreamYard. All right. So we bought this dumpy property. And I would drive by it on the regular because I own a bunch of properties right around it. You come to this little intersection right here and you come to a stop and you get smacked in the face with this thing. Tell me you would not try to say tell me this is not a distressed property. So again, this isn't a promotion for driving for dollars, guys, because in this game, I'm small multifamily, microfamily, right? This is I wear it on my chest every day. I try to have something on here, but it's microfamily is what we're doing with this model here. We took this house that was once a multifamily, they brought it to a single family, and they brought it back. We just brought it back to a multifamily. It was a trip. So this is what you see. And this came after 3 to 4 years of follow-up. Tell me that's not consistent. And that's sometimes what these deals need to have, but survival of the fittest. Everyone went after this property. The gentleman said he had a stack of postcards 3-4 inches deep. And he said, Justin, you've been here since before COVID. And CJ, who's on my team, also was probably in the side chat. He also jumped in on this at the end because I was getting overwhelmed with just other things in Deal Sauce and all these opportunities. But I also was able to tag one of my friends and teammates in, say, hey, help me out on this one, introduce you to the seller. But guys, driving for dollars, microfamily in this little melting pot of a town that is probably fourth or fifth largest in the state. So it's up and coming. Either way, we just took this property we're overhauling it right now. We're going to go for that DSCR loan. So I know I took a long way to get to that side of it, but with DSCRing this, we turned it into 3 units from a single to 3, and all by driving for dollars. And then what we will do next is I'll stop sharing there. Forgive me. Let's go here, stop sharing. And I'll do here is we'll upload this list, guys. So if you are driving for dollars, or if you are, again, sitting out there, I'm talking to the newbies often. I'm trying to get the folks that need to get deals, who need to get opportunities. But I'm going to tell you right now, you need to grind it out for 90, 125 days, 120 days. Don't Just when you think you're probably gonna fail, that's when usually things pop. I followed up with that guy for 4 years. Tell me you are consistent without telling me you're consistent. That's how to do it. But also, you're not just doing one itis. I didn't just follow up with that one person, but I'll take that same list and I'll upload it right here. It's one of my favorite features we have here as well. And I'll take it and it has to be in a certain format. So double check your formatting here. If you don't know, I'm not going to get into it right now, but go check my YouTube on uploading lists. I'll show you how to do it. But what I'll do is upload that list and it generates in here just like it would generate a list if I was going to search this town. And it would pop up just on the right-hand side like you're going to see in a moment. And you might say, like, well, obviously 17,000 properties. It might, if I had 400, it'll upload 400. And some might not make it because of address issues and all that. Who cares? What I'm getting at is, oh, you know what? This is still locked in. I made a boo-boo. Still looking at Arkansas. That's what happens when you jump around. Where am I? There we are. I got to get rid of this, guys. Sorry about that. Get rid of that. Get rid of all this. Still searching for that last Arkansas stuff. We'll just refresh. Nice and easy. So what I was getting at is you upload those lists and then you're going to aggregate it again. And you might get some sold properties. Some people may have sold underneath your nose because one reason or another, right? Maybe they sold to another wholesaler and that stinks. However, you get to remove them. And that's some of the best ways of doing it. So if you're just driving around writing addresses down, I suggest you do that. Go find those distressed properties, go find them, and then import them into here. You can then give it yourself, give it a list. You can even give it a little home, put it on the right-hand side here in the portfolios. That's another feature that we come here with Deal Sauce. If you're brand new and you don't know exactly all the features here, buckle up because we're going to over deliver. But you have a whole other software essentially that comes with a basic subscription here. Everybody gets it. And it's an underwriting. I'll say it's a CRM on a small scale, on a minor, but you'll be able to do some very, you'll get to do your underwriting and you'll be able to use it as a customization of a place to house your opportunities. I'll just leave it at that. But label it driving for dollars list number one. But what you did is you filtered it and you came in here, you upload it and you said, hey, you can give it some AI. You can give it, filter it down, say, hey, I just want to get rid of all the single families on this. For this instance, I'm only going to go market right now. I'm going to go text, call, write postcards. I don't care what you do. You can say, I'm going to do only single families. And it will remove them from your list. Or you say, hey, give me the mobiles, give me apartments, give me multis. Actually, let's just do multifamily. Let me do one more here. All right, we got that. So this 519, if that was a hypothetical list, and we can keep going on. Just give me the individuals. I don't want LLCs. Give me the ones that are out of state. So you can just keep stacking your lists. Again, you can do the search criteria. You could take that same list and just pull out, extract a few things on this marketing campaign, put it aside, label it, market it. Go do it again. Upload the list, pull it aside, maybe remove the ones you just did. Do it with single family. So guys, you can leverage this. It's not just a one-sided opportunity here. It's not just what can you get from Deal Sauce to pull out of it and export. You actually can import your own stuff into here, which is pretty awesome. And you can do it on the commercial side too. So you can do it on the commercial side just as well. So if you have a bunch of higher end properties or larger assets, do it here, upload them, put them in. So super, super lucrative. Tired landlord. All right, so let's take a look. Clarissa, what's going on? Buy and hold several single families. Oh, okay, dope. So that's what you're going to try to refi. And then tired landlord, but want to wrap them. Interesting. I wonder what market you're in. Wonder. So if you want to wrap them to somebody, you should just give them to another investor. Someone. I wonder why. I'd love to pick your brain on why you want to get rid of them. Unless it's a market you don't like. Oregon. Oh, so there's probably some value that jumped up. Awesome. Yeah, I would say like that you could probably arbitrage. You can still own them even and arbitrage them. Let them co-living, let them rent them, let them do whatever they want. You just take a fee. You just take your Yeah, you don't have to be the landlord. And I'm not trying to argue with you at all. Let me tell you what we just did, and CJ, you might still be in here. We just did this with the property. So we got a subject to property a couple of years ago. Again, it was a pre-foreclosure. So I own it still in this LLC. That's one of my businesses. We're gonna take that out. But this was like at 13 years. Forget what we did here. This property has like 13 years left on the mortgage. And that was one of the most attractive things to it, but it needed a full renovation. So we left some capital in here. We left some money in here. And what I'm getting at is we ended up taking this property going, all right, let's try to wrap it. Well, then the wrap buyers was too distressful. So we said, let's renovate it. Let's then add bedrooms. And then what we ended up doing is saying, hey, we want to find an operator. We found someone to say they're giving us $4,000 a month. So as you can see here, the rental rate is right on. We think we were probably at the 3,000 mark. It was a 4-bedroom. So we just turned it into I believe, I don't know, 5 or 6-bedroom. We took some of the extra living rooms that were in there. These old houses have bigger living rooms. So we said, find an operator. I had a local Subto student say, hey, I'll take this thing. I said, all we want is $4,000 a month. Our debt is like $2,000. And put $1,000 a month away for, maybe our renovation expenses. So that's a return on investment. And then the cash flow, fully renovated. They have a 2 or 3 year lease on it at a time. And essentially it's just about like I would call it a triple net, but without them paying the taxes. Triple net meaning they take care of the maintenance, they take care of everything else. Everything but taxes. Unless it's a big structural issue or something on the integrity of the building. Everything else, toilets clogging, lockouts, punching holes in walls, all those things you're responsible for. And we do this. I have a few of these now. And we work with some of these, not even just co-living, but it's maybe someone who has a group home of, I have one property that has some children, young adults, I'll say. They're like 20-something-year-old, but they're all grown men who have some handicap. And it might be a learning disability or some sort of Asperger's or autism, but they're functioning enough to live in a property. And there's a nurse that comes every day and that they oversee it. I think they have someone monitors them. Either way, it doesn't matter. I found someone to take over. They have a maintenance man. They put a generator in the property. They plow it. We just had them buy a snow rake and rake the snow off the roof because we got a lot of snow and ice. They're responsible. All we do is make sure that, everything stays well. So there's management of it, but very, very minor. So hope that means something, or hope that might be able to change your perspective of find someone who could take it over for you. And essentially you say, hey, give me $3,000 a month. If they make $5,000 a month, so be it. Knock your socks off. I want you to make money too, but you at least get your fee and you get to make some money, still own the asset. But again, that's just one method. All right, cool. That was another deal. So this one was a cool one. All right, where are we going to go to next? I want to talk about, what time is it? All right, we got a couple minutes left. So guys, if you have any questions, let me go back into my screen here. Check out the comments. Jen Reynolds, what up? Good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. Shell's here. Oh, dang. Shell's already in here. Dylan's in here. What up? What up? What up? All right. Cool. Just signed up. Awesome. So Rose, if you're still in here, Rose Martin, she asked, I'll put her right here. Is there a support system if we get lost while using? Well, luckily, thank you for asking. And Rose, if you're here and not, I'm going to show right now. Let's check it out. So, lost my mouse. Right here, Launchpad. We have some cool things coming here, some cool features coming in here, guys. And what we're going to end up having more in here, I want to have some freebies in here, some free tools. I want to have some calculators. All these things they're on the list. But right here, you have some walkthrough videos. And we're not trying to overload you here with these videos. And I'm going to be refreshing these. We're going to be changing the whole template or the whole interface to some degree very soon anyway. We're going to dress the software up a little bit sexier, more aesthetically pleasing. I'm going to probably have to re-record some videos because people are going to look and say, this isn't even the same thing. So I'm fine with that. That's really cool. But we have walkthroughs here, intros, excuse me. Some of the first videos are probably horrendous if I'm looking at them, but they'll get enough there for you. I've been able to navigate this a lot more and being able to try to streamline the process. So these might be a little bit longer, but also go to my YouTube. But most of the things you're going to need here is exporting lists, the custom list I talked about, finding low equity deals. One of my favorite things is that Polygon search, being able to custom search, MLS quick filters. So we're trying to do some things here for you. Always trying to give you some of the relevant topics, but not try to over inundate you with too much. But then go to my YouTube channel, come back to these videos, come to the long ones, and then take a look and look in the descriptions too, because I'm trying to use the descriptions to actually describe and timestamp these videos so people can also just gravitate towards them. And yeah, so good to see you, Rose. What up, Nadine? Just saw Nadine. Nadine, I was giving you, if you're still watching, I was giving you a hard time the other day. Someone was asking about, hey, what does it look like for to have team members on here? And I was like, oh, my homie Nadine's in here. She's with us. And I was like, oh, she's a bad girl. She hasn't logged in 29 days because she's too busy out in Punta Cana. I'm joking. But all good. Good to see you in here. Guys, if you need a Rockstar agent out in Pennsylvania in the Pocono area, reach out to Nadine. She's in here. All right. Let's go back to some housekeeping. All right. No one left behind, actually. Just put out a video. I was with all right. I was on Friday's Zoom with Myron with LOI Blaster, and we were going through some opportunities, guys. I just put the video out. Maybe it's coming out tomorrow. I can't tell you. I can't remember. But I'm going to put that out live. I filtered it down a little bit. But we were going through what's called the Rainmakers. So we're looking for deals. I don't care. Let's say it's Pennsylvania. Shout out to Nadine. Let's go back here. So Pace has a challenge going on. They're using LOI blasters. So they're doing maybe seller finance opportunities that are active on market. And I don't know if Nadine's been getting them. What up, Ron? I don't know if Nadine gets these, but she probably does. If she has a listing that might be a owner finance or they own it outright free and clear, and or maybe there's something that's sitting on the market for a while. That's what this does. It generates letters of intent automatically and gives them to the agents who then could potentially post them or give them to their clients. So we just typed in Pennsylvania as the state, and then we can niche this down. Active on listing, free and clear. So we can do these two right here and then see what comes up on the right. We have 8,000 properties that are saying they're free and clear on market right now. So let's go filter that down. Let's get rid of the townhomes and condos just for the sake of that number. Let's see what multifamilies pop up. We'll go multis and singles. Actually, you know what? For microfamily for today, we're going to go multifamily. Let's see what we can get. All right, we have 622, a little bit more digestible. Then you can even go niche it down even more. Do we want just individual owners? Again, if it's on market with an agent, it doesn't really matter because they're going to present this. You're not going to be talking to the agent, to the homeowner directly anyway, guys. You're going to be talking to the agent. So if I was going directly to seller, I sometimes like having that individual because I like a good senior owner. But for here, I'll leave it out. It says it's free and clear, so we don't have to worry about loan to value. We don't have to worry about interest rates, although we could if there's maybe, no, I guess no. I was going to say maybe a second loan or a HELOC, but if it's saying free and clear, we should not be pulling those up. What else do we want? That's about it. We can go do liens and all those things, but I won't kill you guys with that. Let's see what the 622 looks like. So right away, which I'm actually happy to see here. You guys have seen these in highlighted blue. These are wholesale opportunities. So even Nadine, she's a friend of mine. Nadine could be looking for a deal right now. And I know she's just got to sell a finance opportunity herself. But what I'm getting at is like, you can check out these wholesale deals. If you reach out to these people, if you continue to see these deals that are being posted, you might be able to convert these over. Actually, Jenna Hoover is a trainer for Deal Sauce. She's in Pennsylvania and she has a deal here. That's pretty awesome. Jenna again. So maybe you go to Jenna if she's not selling this and be like, Jenna, will they do something creative on this? Or maybe it's an opportunity you just want to buy. Anyway, let's go by days on market. It's down there. My browser's an issue. Days on market. So you got some old ones here. I can't tell you that this, maybe someone didn't pull this off the market, some of these old ones, but verify, definitely verify. I've had a property, I keep using this example. I've had a property, I bought it in Rhode Island. It stayed on, it said it was still on pending on market for like almost a year. So I don't know if that was an agent issue, if that was an MLS issue. But again, you can go down, we can drop this page down to 50, see 50 results at a time, and let's click over. All right, last year, let's see what this property is all about. Investment opportunity, agent information. We have the emails, everything you need to actually take action on this, guys. And that's what I'm also trying to tell you. You have Lehigh land developers. They have a bunch of assets, obviously still in, they have 21 total in rental properties. You got some wholesale scores here and some AI scores here. And again, you get a little bit of a deep dive into these people. You can see what their debt looks like. They bought this thing for 100 grand in 23. If they're desperate to sell it, and if it's really been on for 200 plus days, maybe you ask them, you want over $500,000 for this. What about the terms to make it a win-win? What does that look like? Would you be willing to give me terms? All you have to do is ask. Super, super easy. And again, I talked about earlier, some of you guys may have not been on the presentation or whatever, this live stream, when I talked about how a city gave me someone's taxes subject to. I took a $43,000 tax lien and made payments on it at 0% interest. Now, they shouldn't have probably given me 0% interest on it, but that was their issue. I'm gonna make a video on that. They just did their paperwork wrong. But at the end of the day, they said, we're not in the business of taking houses. We just want the money. Just give us the money. So I said, all right, I'll give you $250 a month. Why did I get that? Because I asked the question. I went in my own brain at one point. I was like, nah, they're not going to do it. And I almost didn't ask. And to my surprise, they did. So please, please pick up the phone, pick up an email, reach out to these agents, blow them up. If you see Nadine's name in here, definitely double, triple dial, and also hit her up with a bunch of emails and tell her Justin sent you. Joking, Nadine. All right. So the other opportunities we can get are not just free and clear. Let's go to low equity because I want to parlay that with a few other things. All right. Guys, if you've got questions here, let me go check the side chat. Please put them in the side chats. Pittsburgh market. Hey, Rose, I have a deal. We have a house under contract in Pittsburgh right now. Let me see. CJ, do you know what that place was? Let me get rid of this. It was just on the outskirts. If Andrew was in here, let me get that right for you. 1 second. Shucks. All right, I'll have to find it again. We might do a wrap. So Rose, if you're looking, I don't know if you're a buyer or if you know any buyers, it's a subject to transaction, subject to property, and it's in a good little market, nice little neighborhood, single family that we probably will put out as a wrap because I think it would be a dynamite wrap. Let's go back here. Let's go out here. Oh man, I wish I remember where it was. Right down here. All right. All good though. Let's say we're in the Pittsburgh market though. Let's see what opportunities we have here. And if you're in Pittsburgh and you do want to cross state lines, guys, you can still draw that. Or you can put it in here or just draw the box right here and hit search. And you can just bring up what you want and even the areas. And you can even draw around certain markets that you don't want. Maybe there's, Wheeling right here, for instance, was a bad market, but everything around it was good. Draw around it. Use this feature to draw around Wheeling, and maybe go under here. That's one of the coolest features. And we don't limit you on mileage like PropStream and other software providers. We want you guys to be able to search up to like 5 states at a time. Give it a second for the data to load, please, because you're asking it to do a lot. But yeah, draw custom maps, one of the best features. So let's say you were in this market right now. Just search here. Active on market. We're going to cross state lines. And let's get rid of this. So I doubt there's only 11. Oh, that's multifamilies though. Low equity, no. We'll get rid of all these search features. So guys, what you have to do is reset the filters often. And I have a habit of not doing that when I'm always doing these trainings. So let's see what else we stimulate here. All right, yeah. 4 million. Let's go back over here. All right. Going to search features here, and we're going to add some stuff in. We're going to go singles, multis. Let's go. I'll go individual for now. We want loans now. So we're going to go for, are we going for low equity? Active listing, low equity. Again, letters of intent, pick up the phone, make your own letters of intent. Use the 2-week trial that we're giving you. Take action, call the agent, find days on market, find those properties and those opportunities. Super easy. Come down here, go into the filters, and you can do your loan to value. We're already telling you low equity, but if you can do, let's say you want to do 80%. Let's say you want to go up to 150% though on their loan, meaning they're way underwater. And that's for another time, but you can also find other opportunities in there because they might be portfolio loans. They might have other investments tied to that loan. So again, I'm not going to go too far on that right now, but there's other opportunities you can find in there. And again, let's go for a 5.5% interest rate, 276 in this area on market. Now you might bring up this market over here. It's just not indicating it at the second. Let's see if we can re-stimulate the search bar here. All right. Let's say there's 276. Again, we can just filter this by AI score. I mean, there's so many different ways you can do this. Let's do this. I know not everyone has the AI, but we also give you AI. We give you one zip code in your basic subscription. So pick your zip code, know your backyard, do the same search in your backyard and use this wholesale score. But we're going to do this list right now filtered by AI. So it's going to give to the top of the heap right here, this wholesale score. This property, pre-foreclosed, low equity, active listing. They just put it on February 3rd. Now, it's a 2-story with loads of potential, blah, 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 blah. They got some distress. John is the owner's name. He has potentially of 6% equity in there. So, I mean, if an agent came and took 5% of that, clearly won't be left with much at all, if anything. So that's why these opportunities are so great for creative finance. You can come in and say, let me pay for closing. Let me get you the equity. Let me give you the equity over time. Let me just take over this debt because this debt, oh gosh, look at this. He could have a debt at an interest rate of 2.9%. Now we don't know. It says 83.3 years, reverse mortgage, or maybe there's an issue there. So this could be a ticking time bomb. Maybe that's why it's going into foreclosure. I don't know. He could be, HUD usually takes those over, but long story short, guys, pick up the phone, figure it out. How do I help? Ask this agent, Michael. We gave you all the information right here again. phone number, email, Michael, what's up? What can I do? Or whatever street this is, Freeport, 1740 Freeport. It's that easy. So I hope someone out there is getting some value from this because this is all you have to do, but you have to consistently keep doing the action. They're not going to come for free. Excuse me. All right. So let's get out of this, guys. I want to bring this home. Any questions? Let's get in here. How about Fayetteville, Georgia market? Absolutely. So what do we want to know? Let's take a quick look. Actually, let me get you. I just see we want Nadine's email. Let me get Nadine's information for you. 1 second, guys. I think she's all right with that. So, hey, Rose, it's going to be, I'll type it in, I'll put it right here in the side chat. RE with Nadine at gmail.com. Her last name is Boardson. I'll put it here too. Cool. Hope that helps. Sorry for missing that. All right, back to Fayetteville, Georgia. All right, there's so many Fayettevilles. Fayetteville, North Carolina, Arkansas, and there's probably a gang of other ones. So let's get back over there. X out of here. Let me make sure I clear my filters, reset. Holy moly. Almost every place has one. All right. So we can see this 24,000 on just whatever I had here highlighted. So single family and multifamily. Of course, you know, guys, if we're looking for opportunities, I guess we could put condos and townhomes. I like doing mobile homes. Are we going on market? We going off market? That's one of the questions I'd like to see. And I want to hear, let's see where we're going to go. Are we going, Ray, what are you thinking? On market, low equity? Are we sending offers to agents? Let's see what she says. What up, Kirby? Oh, dang. Nadine's putting her digits in there too. Dang. Give her some love. Give her some Poconos listings, properties, deals. She's looking for, she'll help Dispo Creative Finance. She helped us sell a deal, Creative Finance inside of a community outside in the Poconos Mountains. So she's a wealth of knowledge. She's a go-getter. Love her so much. So give Nadine some love if you guys are out there in the Poconos market, Pennsylvania area. Nadine, I hope I'm doing justice with just calling it the Pocono market, even though we have some stuff out there and I quite often see you and talk to you. I still don't know the whole area. All right. Cool. We're going to go we're going to go do some low equity. Cool. So I'm going to go for all these asset classes because I don't know, there's always deals to be had. Now let's bring up active listings, low equity. Again, we can go seller finance if we want here, guys. You can keep that in here free and clear. But for this instance, we'll go here. So we have 13 properties showing up. Again, Fayetteville, Georgia could be a smaller market. Let's see where we are in comparison. Okay. So south of Atlanta, but it could be a smaller market. You can see how it jogs around. I'm going to say that Ray, I'm just going to make an assumption for Ray, but I'm just going to do this. I'm going to make a box around this area just because I want to clean it up. And I'll say, hey, you know what? Those borders don't matter to me. Let's just draw a circle around it. Do we reduce it? I don't know. You go in here. Yeah, something's not right. There's got to be more than, oh, that's wholesale. Let me see. This had to be something wrong. low equity, active listings, individuals. Nope. 106. All right. So we're a little bit better. Now I'm going to go back and see maybe there is just an equity issue, but if all right, if we're losing that equity button and if it's diminishing our results, again, that's an estimate, guys. I just want to let you guys all know. No one actually knows what the note actually is. The notes don't always get recorded. All right. We're looking at the mortgages, which is going to tell you when a timeline, how much, when someone recorded or bought a property and who the lender is, what type of loan it might be. But we don't always have all the details. What they're doing is and everyone does the same thing. You have to. It tells you when they're basing it off when they recorded to what the rates were when they recorded, what type of loan FHA. Well, FHAs were here at this current level. You know, you got to put 2.5% and 3.5%, whatever is 3% down. It knows those things, so we'll get you right in the ballpark. So let's do our own search. Let's go 70% up to 125%. Oop. Again, I'm going to go 70% of the loan to value. So there's, hypothetically 30% of equity in there, but it's also going to be, we're also going to max it out to 125%, meaning zero negative equity. 17 of those. So then we can just go after these 25, 115, 2025. This looks like it's a condo or townhome. 72% loan to value. Ooh, this is a newer house, maybe. Marmos Property International. Let's see what's going on with them. $1.7 million. Would this really be worth 1.7? So they took out a new conventional in 24 at the estimated 6.79. Again, that's where it was when they took that out. And they bought it for 1.5. And they're trying to sell at 1.7. Interesting. And they have some other assets here, I think, too. Something here. Vacant land. So at least you can get, you know what they bought. You know what they purchased. Looks like they may have bought the land. Who knows what they did? Again, without spending so much time on it. Dang, that's a nice property. I don't know if it's 1.5, 1.7 worth. Where's the pool? Where's that hot tub? What do we got? So Jada, let me see what I have for a schedule. I wanted to keep this to an hour today. Let me see. I have a coaching call with a sub-2 student at some point. All right. I have a few minutes. Cool. All right. We could do that. So Jada, if you want to go through some underwriting, we can absolutely do that. Let me see what's going on here. High equity. All right. Let's go look at it real quick, and then I'll go to the underwriting because I have some time. So let me go back here. We can absolutely get rid of this again. Active listings we can keep in. Let's go see what the land's going. I mean, people have to sell land. I would actually, because there's people have so few, depending on how the building is in that area. Sometimes we just got a property that's probably just going to go for land value because it has an old decrepit mobile home on it and some like tires, but it's in a sought after market. It's actually in one of my favorite markets. We may not keep it because the cost of building is just a little too expensive, and that's not our game, is building ground up, although we might. However, we put it on the market, there may be one other person with a piece of land on the market. So we know that people will be jumping at it. So I actually like going to find the land ourselves. Right on. So let's go back to, let's get rid of all this. Let's just do land. Ownership. No, what is it? Property. Land. All right. Now we can go by lot size. And we're going to go very surface level here, guys, but let's just do a 1 acre minimum. We have a 99. So we have 99, hopefully not problems. All right. Good dad joke there. So we're going to still be right here. We have 1 acre minimums. Usually land doesn't have debt with it. Typically it's not financeable. Folks aren't financing it, although you may see it. So keep that in mind. You might have someone who got a private money lender on it or brought a private investor on it. There could be an opportunity there too, where they just don't know how to sell or to buy it. So homeowners association, again, we might get some weird ones there. So you might want to be aware that they may have extra land inside where now it's telling us not active on market. Keep that in mind. We are looking for, we're sourcing ourselves. We're prospecting. In other words, you're going to get everybody who owns land that's at 1 acre. So again, you could filter this by individuals. This is what I like to do now. And you might get someone who actually owned it for the last 10 years. They've just been sitting on it. Parlay it again with, if you had a bigger area and a bigger list, I would filter it down. But for this, since we're in a small market here, all individuals, again, one might pop in here that it might look like it's Raymond so-and-so, but it might be Raymond so-and-so, I don't know, association. So just be aware of that. But Linda Hicks has at least 2 properties here. I think we've done a deal with Linda Hicks, or a seller. So there's our land. Again, we can broaden this search right here. Maybe we want to go down towards the lake, go to Peachtree, blast that out, see what else we get. So we went from 11 to I think 30. Again, we're niching it down a little bit, but you guys can see that we went individual owners, 1 acre minimum, so on and so forth. So, but if you want to broaden your horizons and just market to these folks, and which there's land investors in here and they're blasting out those, 25% on the dollar LOIs or offers, people are getting deals all the time. Look at the distressed features here, or maybe we can parlay it. I'd like to do some other searches where like you're finding a homeowner, look for a homeowner with a larger lot. That's what you really want. They have a bonus lot. And that's when you can get the 2-for-1 opportunity sometimes. So, all right, that's some land. That's in this Georgia market, Fayetteville. Ray, I hope it gave you a little bit of perspective. But if you want to do other search features here, you get your high equity here, you get your low equity here, you get all that stuff. But even if you didn't use those, just go into the filters and make it yourself. Mortgage information. I mean, I can even get you down to what type of mortgage you want. Do you want just VA loans and FHAs? Do you want people who just did on a line? They maybe just have a line of credit on their asset, on their house. So they're just borrowing money all the time on their house. The other day I did an example with someone, we did seller takeback loans. That's a seller finance opportunity that someone ended up potentially taking back. All right. And if they get it back, maybe they'll seller finance again, or maybe there's pain. I don't know. But guys, use all these search features, and you got to spend time in here because there's 7 ways of getting to the same place. But sometimes the coolest thing is just go off the beaten path. All right. Underwriting. Let's see what's going on. You got it, Ray. No problem. Homeowners are bonus lots. Yes. Yeah. Go in a niche market and then look at those assets. Look at those houses, even on market. I don't know. There's always opportunities, right? There's people who, I'm going to do a little bit of a speech here, but there's agents who just don't know what they're talking about. So let's say you have a homeowner, they're putting it on market. You have an agent who doesn't realize that there's probably an extra lot or a bonus lot that's potential on that property. But if you know that area, you know the zoning, and you know what that zoning may or may not allow, but you're searching by square footage of that lot, and you say, hey, I don't know, it's going to be 80,000 square feet, but that area to build is minimum 40. And there's already a house on it. You might already have a bonus lot right there, but the agent's not even paying attention. So I don't know. You just got to be creative like that and think outside the box. So hope that helps. And then, all right, we're going to do some underwriting. So for example, on underwriting, guys, all right, what do we got here? And again, everyone, we're going to have this inside of my YouTube channel. So if you guys are getting value from this, or if you have to boogie, or if you're like, hey, I'll see that later, go to my YouTube channel. It will be in there. And I am always trying to give value in there and have all these posted. All right. So let's say that we have, let's go to this property. Is this land? We don't want to do land. We could comp it. I guess I will. Just for this example, we'll say this lot. Who knows if it's land locked? It looks like it might be. But let's say that you're going to comp it. I don't know what we're going to get out of it. All right, cool. We got some, I like seeing some opportunities come in here. So right now we're looking at, yeah, see, it brought up some houses. We don't want that. Let me make a note of that. Take a screenshot. I'll double check why that happened, but it could have just been something I did. All right. We're going to go back to an asset. And if we're going to get land, we'll go specifically comp land. You can go get land, bring it in, and also like search by this certain features. Let's cancel this out, reset filters. Let's get out of here. Let's go into, all right, how about this? I have a deal in Georgia. Actually, I'm going to be dispoing very soon, I think. Oh, we're going to actually be looking for someone who actually wants this house from us, that wants to take the opportunity, and maybe if they make money with it, awesome. Like, I want you to make money with it, but take it. We're not in the Atlanta market ourselves. This is an opportunity we've had coming for a long time, and we'd like to make money with someone alongside of it. Again, so maybe a co-living. I think the HOA did allow for some rentals. I have to dive into it after this call, later on. But if anyone's out there, Carrie, I don't know if you're on here, and some of my Atlanta friends, we might be able to do something with this. So, all right, we're getting this property subject to. I'm going to immediately just hit comps. Immediately just hit that button. There's several ways of getting to comps in the back end into like the underwriting side of this, but for all intents and purposes, quick, let's say we're just on the fly and we want to see what's going on. Right here, it tells me we have five bed, 4 bath. It last sold in 23 for $0. That was a quick claim deed. That's partially why we ended up with this property. This was part of a lawsuit that we were the plaintiffs and we won recently on. The judge awarded us this property. And 0.3 acres, 2-story. Let's say the gross living space is 4,500 square, give or take. So guys, when we're doing the square footage here, you're seeing plus 143. So this house right here is the next comp is saying it's a little bit bigger. And we're trying to keep the parameters tight there. But also at the same time, don't forget to pay attention to the top filters up here. Maybe there's so many comps, so we just want to go, hey, just give me 5-bedroom houses that are 5.4s. Obviously there's only 3 right now, but we can also expand the search distance. Oop, I didn't mean to do that. So I have a yellow indicator here on the more side. We have pending, active, sold. Now, I like seeing pending, but it depends on what it's going to sell for though, right? So it's not really a comp yet, but it's good to keep your eye on it. It's a good indicator to say, hey, actually I can keep my eye on this, and maybe the time I'll be able to see what the purchase price was, or maybe the agent will help me out if I call them. And I don't think they're supposed to disclose that, but maybe, again, you might know someone that can just give you a ballpark, like, yeah, hey, it's going for its asking price, on or around its asking price, and that would give me enough indication. So what we can do here, if we like these properties, I'm not going to go into it all the nitty gritty here. I might go into year built. We might go into different subdivisions. So there's different outliers we want to do for comping. However, let's see where we have build. All right. So it depends if you want a 2021 build or if you're looking for, ours was built in 09 apparently. So, are we going to go 5 years up and down, 10 years up and down? What are we doing? If we like all these, give them thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Maybe I don't like this one right here. I'm going to give it a thumbs down. It's going to remove it, and we'll give a thumbs up to this last one. So again, just figure out which comps you like. Right away, it's giving us at the top here an average per square foot. So the average AVM, so the automatic valuation model, is saying it's at about 545. Average square foot of those houses of those assets and those properties that we comped is about 4,400. So right in line, I think, where we are. We're like 40, yeah, like at 44. We're off by, I don't know, 40 some odd, 45 square feet. And average sale price, that is bonkers. That's the old sale price. And then the $48. So I want to see why. You know why? Look at this. Well, I added these. That's why, guys. I'm sorry. So when I was just giving you the example, we have some zeroed out numbers here. What we really want to do is this. We have a new feature coming out, and we're going to have the data recorder's office data. We're going to have MLS data, and we're going to have recorded data. So we're going to try to have both of those for you guys. We have it. It's just going to get displayed differently. Let's do sold only. And we can do, let's drop this out. All right. So, I mean, just changing a bathroom gave us much more comps. And then we have 3.5, 4.5. So be mindful of that. Again, I'm trying to go quick for you guys, but it's ruining my example. So we'll go here, 5.3, 5.3.5. Right here. So again, our averages are a lot better now because I don't have any zeroing out. So our square footage is still the good. Our AVM is still good. Sale price is great. Average per square foot, 114. So if you do your comping right in that manner and you're following what your asset has, area, sticking to we're doing the math for you. It's quick and dirty math. You don't have to do the averages. You don't have to, but you can send to your portfolio. You can actually download a report. You can literally take those 4 examples, put in a report. It's going to send right into your save file and your download file. And you have a report now. Maybe your team needs it. Maybe you're going to go accompany it with a wholesale opportunity, but maybe a fix and flip, whatever it is. But if you're comfortable with that, that's one way, quick and dirty. We just did this. Of course, I would spend 5-10 minutes on it. That's all you really would need to do to get a proper comp. You can go into them, try to get some photos, all that good stuff. Send to a portfolio, though. Let's go find, I'll show you the other way how to get there. I want to delete that. Let's send this to my leads. All right, guys, I'm gonna take you the other way. So we're gonna go put this in our portfolio. Let me check the messages, see who's. Oh, Ray, it is. Awesome. Yeah, it's a cool little house. I just don't know if you know anybody that needs a big house like that, and maybe they can monetize it. I'm all ears. Feel free to reach out. All right, so we're gonna go back, double check here. I'm gonna jump on Instagram, make sure there's any questions. Zone for multifamily. All right, Chris, what up? El Chaso, good to see you, Eric Chase. Holy moly! All right, so guys, we're gonna have this property. It's Atlanta, Georgia. We're gonna bring it over to our portfolio. So send a portfolio. I'm gonna send it over to the left-hand side here. This is the other side of the system. This is what you're getting with the basic subscription. Select the portfolio unless you wanted to add a new one. I got to clean these up, but let's say it's going to go into Andrews right now because I think there's nothing in there. We have duplicates. We can also save them just in case we may have done this before. So then we're going to go to the other side. I don't play enough in here on these lives, but we're going to go into the other system. And again, this is all inside our basic subscription. So 423 Margot Way comes in. All right, so Andrew had some stuff in here. My bad. All right. If you're looking for comps, looking for underwriting, you're looking for the back of house right here. This is what we're talking about. This is the other system. Now we have an opportunity that comes up. Obviously, it's saying $196,000. That's probably what she bought it for last, or one of the last terms. But let's say that you have this as a wholesale opportunity. You know, let's say that I wanted to put in here the TC fee, assignment fees, dispos, JVs. I'm giving you all the things to think about, but you want to manipulate the purchase price. Let's say that the homeowner is telling you, no, I want $350,000 for my house. And you're like, oh, dang, but this thing's worth 485. How much, how much reno does it need? Does it need any reno? Those are obviously questions you need to find out from the homeowner. But let's say that it needs minor lipstick and repair. Well, that could be a quick flip opportunity for somebody, a wholesale, subtail, regular wholesale. So, but what I'm trying to do again, trying to give you the things to think about: TC, your assignment fee, you got to pay yourself, or if you're going to pay someone else, closing expenses, all those things are here. That's a max allowable cash offer. Creative finance, very quick and dirty, but at the same time, this is what we need to do. So let's say that these were all the terms that we knew from that seller, but we just said it's 350 grand. As is value is probably, let's say it's 490. Ooh, dang, I'm going 490 million. That's an expensive house. Let's say it's as is, maybe it's 490. After repair value, we'll keep that 490. But she just wants quick cash to get the heck out. I mean, we're underwriting as we go already, guys. So, but obviously these are zeroed out. Don't worry about this. You would have to do assumptions in the back end. So again, for this example, there are some things you need to do on your calculators that you need to put some presets on. But what we're doing here for creative finance, know your rents. We're going to probably give you that estimated ballpark rent, but maybe you're going, hey, I can get $5,000 for this. Put it in. Here's the PITI. You can input this if you're on the phone with the seller or you're on the phone with an agent. And you're like, hey, what's the mortgage information? Oh, the seller just told me she pays $1,000 a month principal. She pays 250 a month on interest, taxes, and then insurance. So the mortgage is 1,900 a month. Well, again, I'm trying to make you guys think about what you need. What does the seller want? Oh, she said she'll take $20,000 down. That's it. And then you can take over the mortgage. But she's also 20,000 in arrears. Oh, dang. All right. So the entry fee is 40 grand now without without all these extra things. They still didn't figure it out, but we're doing live math for you. Agent wanted 5,000. Assignment, we're going to pay ourselves $5,000. Closing costs, we're going to be another 5,000. Where are we at now? So we're at 15% of the purchase price. Okay. Do we still have a deal or not? We need to know that. But most people like to buy at that 10 to 15% of a creative deal. But what we're doing here is just to make you think about your entry fees. So it's pretty badass here. So this is your quick and dirty underwriting for your deals. Let's go into the property card because we were talking about comps too. All those numbers we put in are sitting here on your property card. And you can go back to the cash. So what you did with cash, you can go back to what you did on creative, and all those numbers will be there. We can manipulate some of these here on the right-hand side. Again, it gets so complicated. Guys, there's so many levels to this. So I suggest you play around in here. You can make an offer, open on Zillow, view a report. We can actually export. We can make really cool prospectus or deal sheets for you in here. But you have all your calculators and more. Some creative calculators are coming. So really awesome stuff in there. And again, there's more to go in here. If you want to do a buy and hold, you can input all your numbers, and these numbers will stay. Call them assumptions. And then when you start underwriting properties in Atlanta, it's going to know what you want, and you can just quickly yay or nay. And now is the whole goal here is to quickly filter properties, underwrite them on a mass level because you're telling it all what you want. So pretty awesome stuff here. But it does take some time to go in there and to set your parameters and set your market because every market's different. And your numbers might be different. Your closing costs are way different from mine. I may have tax stamps I have to pay, but you may not have big tax stamps. And Pennsylvania has school tax stamps. I know that we've bought properties there, and they're higher. I would say they're higher closing costs. So those are the things you need to set in here in order to be underwriting it properly. But to give you guys a bird's eye view, you can do all that here. What else can we do? Let's go into. What do I want to do in this one? Let's go back to this property. All right. View all data. Got that. I want to open up some more. Let me do wholesale. Oh yeah, listing on the marketplace. That's pretty awesome too. So guys, you can see here, we can go view the comps. These are the comps that we may have pulled for this or it pulled for us. So we port those over. Again, you can make another deal sheet. You can make another prospectus or comparables to a company. Maybe you're going to give it to your team or to your contractor or to your agent and say, hey, these are what I'm pulling. What do you think? Share it, blast it off, send the email. And then when you get something back, you can put it up, you can manage those in here and you can make the notes in here. You can go back to the property card. You can go back into here and even go, hey, I'm going to put some notes in here. Open comments. Hey, Nadine said this property would sell for X. Sorry, my typing's off. Timestamp comments, do all those things. So guys, you guys can communicate in here. Last thing I'll say before I go back to the comments is we have a Kanban. We call it the Kanban. I call it a little bit of think of Trello. I know Monday.com has all this stuff too, but you can also communicate with your team here. So if your teammates are in here, if you're a deal finder, but you have an integrator or an underwriter in here, and you say, hey, I'm going to dump all these files into the Justin bucket here, or it's going to be relabeled as inbound or deals to sort or Atlanta market, whatever you want to call it. You have a digital or your Kanban view, you can relabel these as new, but then I can move this over and say, hey, I got to go, this has to get underwritten. So whoever is doing the underwriting, you put it in their file, in their bucket, that's their job. You don't even have to communicate that. And the next property comes back up. And if this Myrtle Beach one comes up and says like, hey, that's in the trash pile. Or we're going to purchase that, or it's being closed right now, put in the purchase file. So again, guys, you can do all your sorting in here. You can communicate with your team. So this is a really good place. If you're not super dialed in on your systems, this is all in one for you. And again, it's all in the basic subscription. So it's pretty straightforward. Pretty dope stuff. All right. We've been going for an hour and a half. I think I have a coaching call in about a couple of minutes, but I hope you guys got something out of this. Let's go 1 second and we'll go in the comments. Yeah. All right. Let's get back to all right. So whoever was asking for that, I hope you got some underwriting out of this. I hope it was valuable and or seeing the backside of it. Guys, if you don't have Deal Sauce yet, check out this code I'm giving you. It's 2 free weeks. I think we're going to be doing some new challenges coming up in March and April. So I do know that that's going to be going away. And I think it's going to be like a 2-day, 3-day trial. So take advantage of it now. Lock in. There may be some pricing to lock in as well. Stay on my YouTube for more. Guys, for those you guys going out into Texas to the Squad Up Summit, please hit me up if you are going. I want to know if you need to get tickets. Let me know. There's people who are not so much giving tickets away, but there's always folks that need roommates, folks that don't want to squat up. Some folks at last minute can't go, so they'll sell their tickets. So let me know. Love to see you guys there. And also we have a Deal Sauce table there. I think some of the homies and some of the friends are going to be running some of those demos. And I know Eric, who does a lot of the private money lending, he's inside of the investor bundle side of Deal Sauce, where we have investors and we're actually giving to you on a silver platter who's a private money lender. He's going to run how he searches those and what he says, and maybe we'll give his scripts away. And he has some things he likes to talk about. He's a private money lender himself. So what better person to go search for private money lenders who speaks the language? He'll also tell you what you should be looking for and what you should be saying. So that's pretty awesome. And there's a ton of other stuff coming. So, all right, if that's it, we're going to end the stream. Again, check out my YouTube. Guys, I can't wait to see you at Squad Up. And every Thursday I'm here, noontime, East Coast time. If there's something you want to see, go in my comments, go in the YouTube channels. Go inside the Deal Sauce playlist and go make a comment on some of the videos. Or if there's something you want to see, send me a DM. I'll try to get to those. And yeah, always trying to do some cool searches. Let's give some lists away. I want to bring people in here, some other high level folks where we can talk about strategies, talk about what they're doing. I'd like to bring Myron on with LOI Blaster. I'd like to bring him on next week or in the next couple weeks. I know he's a super busy man. And I want to say, hey, let's hear it. I want to see how we both can dominate and get people doing deals from practically from their couch where you're just sending emails. All right, guys. Good to see you. Thank you for watching. Peace.